Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, Yasha Allah, shalom. This your brother Yawana, representing Warriors for Yahweh Shai, Michigan camp. Before we start off, let's turn to the east and give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, that we will to teach what it taught us truth. And hearty shalom to all the Akim, Akbar, tuning in. Shalom, shalom. All right, now today's lesson is going into W4Y, Michigan. Medicaid, SSI, and more will be affected. All right, if you didn't know, all right, Yahweh is bringing forth that trouble, man, Jacob's trouble. All right, the end is coming. All right, you seeing Esau Edom trying to bring out that NWO, which is that great reset, and you can clearly see that from all the different jobs that's being people were getting fired. You know, as far as the 15,000 in IRS workers. Beyond that, you got many of these store closures, and just with all the things that's going on that just happened overnight today. So he's going to cover all these different things, and Lord willing, let's edify. So let's get the first thing.
I love end of the world movies, but this is like a little too close to truth. This is so anxiety producing. Is that what you guys were going for? Well, this is like a horror flick that really has me creeped out.
When I went to Washington like 12 years ago, the thing that everyone started saying, and it said since then, is that we're going to have like a cyber Pearl Harbor. We're going to have a cyber 9/11. I went to the Department of Homeland Security and I said, what would this look like? And they got out this thing that looked like from the 1950s, and it had like different light bulbs. And like, well, if this happens, this light bulb will go off. This show shows you what this could actually look like. It brings it to life. And if this is truly the threat that experts say it is, it's a way of saying, hey, America, this is what this could be. This is how devastating it could happen. And that's something that lawmakers and no one else can do, but you can do in the space that we are in this show.
I love end of the world movies, but this is like a little too close.
All right, so, hey, man, she talking about she love end of the world movies. All right, Yahweh is creating the ultimate end of the world movie. All right, he's creating the ultimate movie. This Jacob's Trouble or the Hour of Temptation, well, the days that we coming into, the end of Esau Edom's kingdom, is going to be the greatest horror flick, the greatest thriller, the greatest action movie, you know, the greatest science fiction. The Lord is about to bring out everything in his bag. You got the chariots, the Leviathan, okay? The MOTB is about to be pushed. The famine of the word. We're about to see all type of things, all right? But what he's talking about, these are the co-creators of the new movie on Netflix called Zero Day, all right? And he was just going into what brought him into the show's inspiration. Now, let me get these scriptures. All right, this is Exodus chapter 10 and 22. All right, let's get it from 20. It says, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go. And that's why America, which is Babylon the Great, you know, is going through this, man. All right, these people, they want to keep afflicting the Lord's people. All right, they're pushing all type of wicked traditions of men. All right, worldwide. All right, you got this pride and all this other stuff. So Lord is judging Babylon the Great. All right. It says darkness over the land, Exodus 10 and 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. So in the days that we're coming into, we're going to see, all right, a whole bunch of blackouts, power outages. We're going to see more cyber warfare. We're going to see the grid collapsing, man. All right. In order for Esau Edom to bring out his NWO, all right, just like on this video I'm gonna get, the lady said he has to bring out martial law before he can bring out that order out of chaos. You gotta push out that martial law, all right. And before any of that go down, the MOTB, it has to be pushed out, all right. So it says, and Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. So it says, and they saw not one another, neither rose from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling. So only the elect of Israel is going to gonna be taken care of in these days. All right, in the days of Jacob's trouble, all right, there's not gonna be no power, electricity. It's not gonna be running water. You ain't gonna be able to flush your toilet. You know, all these different things that Americans has grown so used to, man. And I seen this article earlier. This guy, he was talking about Americans are spoiled, man. You know, we're the only country that ain't been touched, that ain't been seeing problems and poverty and all this and that. But America's soon about to feel it, man. All right, so let's keep going. All right.
I'm just leaving the floor of the House after voting no on the Republicans' budget plan. Unfortunately, it passed because they hold the majority. I got to be honest, this is a devastating moment. They just put forward a budget that will mean gutting healthcare for 80 million Americans. We're talking about more than 40% of new moms and their babies. We're talking about almost half of all children in our country. We're talking about children who live with disabilities, and we're talking about our elderly in long-term care. This is a devastating blow to Americans across the country, but I want you to know this fight is not over. We're not giving up, and we need you to speak up too. Please use your voice. Tell your elected representatives that this is not okay. We're in this together.
Hey, man, we just getting started. Let's get some more. I want to play some more videos, man. Let's go, man. You know,
Just watch the Republican House of Representatives vote to take away people's health care in order to pay for tax cuts for wealthy people. And I do mean Republican, not a Democratic vote. What a sad state of affairs. Just watch.
all right, let's get some more. And I'm gonna bring out the scripture.
Well, there it is. Spending cuts, the working class and poor, disabled, seniors, children lose, and the wealthier get wealthier. And I mean, this GOP budget is so bad that, like others, I'm actually convinced that there's no way they would pass this if they truly thought we were going to have midterms or fair midterms in 2026. There's no way. Because this is, I mean, go to Reddit right now. Even right-wing people on there are saying, yeah, this is insane because it actually raises the deficit. Remember how they talked about bringing down the deficit? It actually raises the deficit, and all it does is hurt low-income people, seniors, children, disabled people, and rural area people. And it helps are rich people. That's it. And you can't pass a bill that egregiously bad if you didn't plan on doing something in the next elections to make the next elections either not happen or make them not fair. Because this is crazy. And remember all those town hall meetings that you saw this week where the Republican constituents were actually like telling the Republicans, you better not touch this. You better not touch food stamps. You better not touch Medicaid. You better not touch that. All those representatives, other than Thomas Massey, voted in favor of this, even after saying that they weren't going to do it if they didn't.
Okay, so let me get this straight. This man is telling you basically the move that they push of what they're doing, they wouldn't pass something like this unless they knew for certain that there wasn't going to be another election. You know, hey, the dude literally just said, man, they wouldn't even try to pull something like this if they knew, you know, they knew Americans wouldn't vote for them ever again after this. So we're about to see a great shift, man. On top of that, all right, let's get this scripture. This is Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. These people, you know, that get food stamps, housing vouchers, SNAP. This is going to hit people that's not even on food stamps. It's not on Social Security. Everybody's going to be affected. We're going to get all through the video of how this is going to affect a lot of people. All right, so let's get the scripture. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because there are many and horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. So literally, you have people that literally seek to run to Esau, Edom for health care, for certain things as food and protection. A lot of our women, they throw out the man just so they can get food stamps, housing vouchers, and benefits. All right, but right now is what we're seeing. Like she said, America is done. In order for them to bring out that new system, they have to crash this one. All right, the old has to die. All right, so SNAP, all these different benefits. They said if they push this through, this will affect America for the next what they said decade. Decade is 12 years. Okay, so we about to see some serious, all right, some serious heat. All right, and shalom to the sister, shalom. So yeah, man, it's about to cook up. Salakia. Come on, play for me. Salakia. Let me play it again.
Well, there it is. Bad. If you didn't plan on doing something in the next elections to make the next elections either not happen or make them not fair. Because this is crazy. And remember all those town hall meetings that you saw this week where the Republican constituents were actually like telling the Republicans, you better not touch this. You better not touch food stamps. You better not touch Medicaid. You better not touch that. All those representatives, other than Thomas Massey, voted in favor of this, even after saying that they weren't going to do it if they didn't agree not to do those things. It makes me, again, I don't like being a conspiracy theorist, but it makes me feel like they don't even think the 2026 primaries are going to matter, because
again, they don't, if they're pushing this as if they don't even, there's not going to be a 2026 election. That's how they acting. They acting like basically we about to push out and do everything we can no matter what people think, because there's not going to be another election. They're going to push martial law. They're going to push that World War III. So everything's going to be stopped, man. There's not going to be America as you see it. All right. This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter. All these people told you, oh yeah, we're not going to take SNAP away. We're not going to take Social Security away. We're not going to take Medicaid away. All right. But war was in his heart. Okay. And his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So literally, he may say, oh, I'm not going to take this out. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But in reality, they are.
In a real world, everyone that voted for this would be primary. 100% that's eligible. Goodbye. You're out of there. And, the $880 billion that they need to cut has to come from somewhere. By the way, they raised defense spending. We already had the most egregious defense spending in the world, the most bloated defense spending, and they actually raised spending for defense. So the Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and food stamps, those are the only 4 areas that they can really get a chunk of the money needed for the tax cuts. That's it. No other department has even close to the amount of money that they need for these tax cuts. They need trillions of dollars. Medicaid's $880 billion, right? Food stamps is like $200 or $300 billion. They're going to cut all that. And for those of you that think, good, get the freeloaders off, you don't understand that when grocery stores and farmers depend on SNAP subsidies. When you take $300 billion or $200 billion of SNAP out of the market, that is a lot of money that people that sell food, transport food, work at grocery stores, work at grocery chains, and have farmers markets and shit like that are no longer able to depend on. Not to mention that the primary.
So imagine what this is going to do to the economy. It doesn't matter if you're if you're on Social Security. It doesn't matter if you're on food stamps. It doesn't matter if you're on Medicare, Medicaid. None of that matter. It doesn't matter if you're a VA veteran. Okay, those people, yeah, they're about to be affected, but outside of that, is going to affect everything. Okay, this is what we're trying to get people to understand. Jacob's trouble is going to hit all fronts. Okay, it's not going to be, oh yeah, everything is going to be good. Like when the beloved Elder Tahar said, you're going to know when you're in Jacob's trouble. You're going to know it, man. There's not going to be no lights. Esau Edom's going to implement that martial law. Okay, it's going to be total chaos, sedition among men, uprisings. All right.
People that, again, benefit from things like free lunches and stuff like that are children. Very pro-life of you. And it's the same thing with Medicaid. It's like, good, I don't want any freeloaders. You take hundreds of billions of dollars out of the healthcare system, you're going to see hospitals close. You're going to see nursing homes close. You're going to see healthcare workers lose their job. Also, rich people can have even more because they didn't have enough. You see, they didn't have enough. They need more. They need 10 vacation homes, not 5. They need 4 yachts, not 2. They need trillions, not billions.
And this is why I believe this is going to bring in this is going to bring in people that's going to buck up against the system. This is going to start a revolution, I believe. This is what's going to cause people to rise up against the system, which I mean, I'm just speaking as a man and listen to how everybody was reacted to it. All right, let's keep watching some videos.
And there you go, Republican voters. There you go. Your congressman, the people that...
Salakia, let's go up a little bit. I want to find the video that I seen earlier. It's about to go down, man. And people are afraid.
So they're going to overturn gay marriage, which we knew. We knew. This is not a surprise to any of us. And I'm sitting here thinking about it and what that means for me and my family and my wife. And I'm like, okay.
Again, they're coming on all fronts, man. All right. This is Isaiah 19:2. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. You see? So it's a great division that's coming. The Lord's not bringing people together. He's bringing division. All right. Damn, I want to see the one I watched earlier. But I'm bringing them.
Trump just decimated Medicaid today. The difference, which he doesn't know, the difference between Medicare and Medicaid is Medicare is for elderly. Medicaid, I think of it like a Band-Aid. It is for kids. It's for kids and for people with disabilities and for basically everyone you know. The biggest health insurance that there is Medicaid, and they just gutted it. That means you couldn't want to do something to United States that's worse than this. Like you couldn't do anything worse than what they just did. And all the people that voted for him are not going to get it. See previous posts. They're not going to get it, but they are going to get it when it impacts them. Because a lot of because it's I don't know the stats right off the top of my head, but I'd say it's 1 in 5 people. A good percentage. I'm thinking about 40% of kids are on Medicaid. To take that away puts them not in an impossible situation, in a life or death situation immediately. So the rich, like for the rich and the billionaires to get a tax cut, which this is that, for them to be this heartless and this evil is surprising, even for me as someone that has studied human rights, North Korea, etc. By the way, that person that I had lunch with today, this Trumper, he didn't know anything about North Korea. I said, how do you feel about being on the same side as the guy that just is friends with North Korea, and he goes, well, I don't know really enough about North Korea. And I'm like, you don't know about
Again, the great crackdown is coming, man. All right, and people are very scared. Trump administration purge of JAG officer raises legal ethical fears. Let's get it. Come on, man. Come on.
People are very scared. Trump administration purge of JAG officers raise legal ethical fears. Very important article, y'all. Very important. Current military lawyers and legal experts told military.com the administration's firing of the Air Force, Army, and Navy top judge advocates general politicizes and sets an alarming precedent for a crucial job in the military. All as President Donald Trump has mused about using the military in unorthodox and potentially illegal ways. Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced late Friday evening the firings of top legal officers for the military services, those responsible for ensuing the uniform.
So it's a lot of people getting fired, all right? What's going to happen to all these people that's losing their jobs? Okay, what's going to happen to all these people that's in these different sectors of these jobs, man? All right, people, man, it's about to get real shiesty. Look at my mans. Let's go.
They fucking did it, y'all. They fucking did it, y'all. These pussy ass Republicans passed the budget that's gonna gut every fucking thing. $800 billion to Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, food stamps, public housing, Section 8, just to give these rich motherfuckers a $4.5 trillion tax cut. This what y'all voted for? Like, for real? I thought it was about lowering the price of eggs and gas and all that other shit. But now they finna gut the fucking poor, gut the middle class, gut everything just to get themselves a $4.5 trillion tax cut. This ain't fucking America, man. Nobody, I mean nobody should accept this shit, man. It's gonna hurt red states more than it hurt anybody, man. But this what y'all voted for, man. These pussy motherfuckers said over and over they wasn't gonna touch Medicare. They wasn't gonna touch Social Security. Now everybody is fuck. The poor is fuck. The disabled is fuck. The veteran is fuck. The poor white people is fuck. The black people fuck. The Mexicans are fuck. What the fuck? I thought y'all was voting for no tax on overtime, no tax on tips. I thought y'all was voting for eggs going down, gas going down. But now these rich motherfuckers finna get themselves a $4.5 trillion tax cut. This shit is crazy, man. Why do they need more money, huh? Why do they need to take away shit?
So let me get this scripture. This is 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. All right. And it first to begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of God. So basically, the Lord is about to come down on us, man. All right. Starting with the house of Israel. All right. But what's going to happen to everybody else is not a part of the house of Israel. That's not a part of the elect. All right. 2/3 of our people, they're going to be cut off and die. They're going to die in the famines. They're going to die in pestilences. They're going to die in those ICBM missiles. All right. And these heathen nations, if that's going to happen to our people, how much more the other nations that don't serve Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, who don't call on the true names. And literally, if you're not an Israelite, you're not getting saved anymore. You're not getting on the chariot. You're not getting beamed up. You're not getting a new body. Okay? If you get destroyed on this side, you get hit by ICBM, you're going to be born back as a slave, man. All right, if you're an Edomite, you're going to have to work for 1,000 long years in the kingdom of heaven as a slave. And then you're going to be Obadiah 1:18. All right, but the other nations, they're going to be able to go back to their lands, but they're still going to have to serve the Israelites. Let's get some more videos.
Mike Johnson, I just got done watching him speak, where he literally has a disdain for Medicaid. Budget won't be changed to address Medicaid concerns. There are actual Republicans, because they're facing backlash for the GOP proposal, where it cuts $888 billion from the budget. And they're saying that the only way to do that would be to cut Medicaid. And they're getting backlash. You're seeing all these town halls. You're seeing all these posts online about, hey, I'm a Republican, but I'm disabled, or, whatever. My kid has autism. My kid has Down syndrome. My kid's disabled. My mom's disabled. My mom's low income. She's on Medicaid. Because before I get into this, I want to let you know that you can go online and look. The majority of people that are on Medicaid are not these able-bodied deadbeats they talk about. 48% of Medicaid recipients in this country, which is almost half, are children on CHIP, right? Because it's expensive to have a child. And these people are the ones telling you that we need more children. The rest are pregnant women, because, again, having a child and paying for a fucking birth and all the services around a birth, the majority of Americans cannot afford that. And you would not be able to afford that without Medicaid. And seniors, they make up about 95% of Medicaid. The rest are disabled adults, and then the very, very small portion are low-income people or people that were laid off. Because I was on Medicaid during COVID for 7 months when I was laid off. And let me tell you how strict Medicaid is. They get full access to all of your bank accounts. When I got hired back after COVID, my first paycheck, I got a letter in the mail saying that I was cut off from Medicaid. That's how strict they are with this. They will cut you off the minute you do not. And I live in a blue state, so you would think that we would be like, oh, well, the blue states are the ones they have all the freeloaders.
Okay, let's read out this scripture. This is Luke 21. Let's get it from 22. It says, for these be the days of vengeance, all right? That all things which are written may be fulfilled. So literally, everything that the Lord said was going to happen, it's about to happen. All right, whether you believe it or whether you don't believe it, we about to see all hell break loose. All right, if these people get cut off their insurance, their Medicaid, if they get cut off their VA checks, these people get hit off of SNAP. All right, these people are going to lose it. You're going to see a revolution, man. These people are not just going to allow it. I'm trying to see if I can find one of the videos. The lady said, they're doing this as if they want a rebellion. Okay, they want you to rebel. They want you to buck up so they could bring out martial law. All right, Luke 21 and 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there should be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people. So literally, America's about to see a lot of changes, a lot of difficulty. All right. And like he said, a lot of children is on Medicaid. A lot of children, get food stamps and these different benefits, house and vouchers. A lot of veterans, you got VA checks. All right. It's going to be, people are going to get hit on all fronts. Okay. Let's get it.
This is by no means fear mongering. I'm just sharing information, but the proverbial just hit the fans. If you are receiving Medicaid or SNAP, or if you know it by link or by food stamps, those benefits might be all going away very, very soon due to what the Republicans are doing right now. And if you don't believe me, here's Senator Joaquin Castro with details.
I just left the House floor. The Republicans just passed what's called a budget resolution, and that's an instruction to the committees on what their appropriations, their final budget should look like. And there's instructions for the committees to do massive cuts to things like Medicaid, which is basically insurance for low-income folks, for a lot of children, for families, for folks with disabilities, even for senior citizens. And they just passed this bill. They're going to take those cuts from things like Medicaid and nutrition assistance. They're going to take those and they're going to use it for tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans and for corporations who just got a big tax cut a few years back. So hundreds of billions of dollars taking from those programs of healthcare and nutritional assistance and using it for tax cuts for the wealthiest people in this country and for big corporations. And so the fight is not over. Your voice still matters. You speaking up matters, and letting these folks in this building, the members of Congress, the senators, letting them know how.
Your voice don't matter. All right, in this country, your voice does not matter, man. Especially if you're so-called Black, Latino, or Native American. All right, let's get some more videos. We ain't done. You know, and it just goes to show you that we're going to see, man. We're about to see some. We're about to see some stuff, man. All right.
Fuck the 4 years that y'all just gave Donald Trump. Fuck the 4 years. What they just did yesterday will affect everybody for the next 10 years, especially those low-income folks that are on all of those special programs that get funded by the federal government or the state, okay? What they've decided to do is reconcile the financial situation of the governments, okay? And what that means is they propose not only tax cuts for the wealthy and the corporations, but they also propose cuts on spending. 88 billion of that is already in discussion to be cut from Medicaid. So that's all the people that are on Medicaid currently, or their kids are on Medicaid, and you don't pay for health insurance for your kid, okay? And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If there is anything going on in your life right now at this very moment that you feel like you are not financially stable and you rely on the government to help you with anything, and I'm talking about Medicaid for you, your kids, getting health insurance through the Affordable Care Act, you receive food stamps or some sort of cash assistance or any sort of housing or subsidized housing or anything like that, it is time to start making arrangements to get off of that stuff, okay? I don't know who need to hear this. This is just me, because I was once before someone that struggled, that had, this is me saying this in the utmost respect to people that need to get their life together. This is the time right now to get your motherfucking life together. This is it right here. I've never really been a political person, but I just find this very, very interesting, because I have friends and I have family members that are on all these programs, and I just would like to know how this is going to affect their life over the next 10 years. It's just going to be really bad situation right now where you rely on the government to pay for
You got
anything for you.
saying that
I'm talking about health insurance.
1,000 years. There's no way we gonna be here for another 1,000 years, man. This is Second Ezra 16 and 39. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, man. Pestilences, famines, teeth of wild beasts, strange aberrations, the total collapse of a society. This is what's coming. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. It don't matter if you go overseas, you a passport, bro. It's not going to save you, man. You got planes falling out the sky, okay? You got Esau Edom building up walls all around the border, okay? Man, there's no escape from what's coming, man. The MOTB is going to be pushed worldwide. It's not just going to be pushed in America, all right? The dollar is going to be crashed, man. And they're going to bring out this MOTB. They're going to crash this system in order to bring out this society that they want to bring. All right. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And those evils be evil as pilgrims upon the earth. So we're about to be pilgrims. All these different benefits that people get, they're going to lose it. Veterans Affairs, they're going to lose it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Breaking news from inside the VA. We just received an email at the Seattle VA. They are reducing the balance of all procurement cards to $1. That means we can't buy supplies for the hospital. We can't buy gas for shuttles or for social workers to do home visits. We can't pay for beneficiary travel for veterans. We can't pay for lodging for transplant patients. This came from GSA, but it really came from DOGE. Our facility got notice only today, even though the GSA memo was from February 20th. This will cripple patient care at the VA. Breaking news from inside the VA.
So let me read the rest of this. This is Second Esdras. Let's go back to it. Chapter 16 and 41. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. All right. He that soweth as he shall not reap, and so also he that planteth vineyard as he shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they shall not get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore, they that labor in vain. So you going to school, you going to college, you trying to go hard for a job. There's nothing wrong with trying to upgrade and trying to level up. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Awashai, we understand that this system is going to come to an end. We understand that this grid is going to collapse. All right. So yeah, man, it says, and therefore they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods and overthrow their houses and take their children captives for in captivity, and in the famine they shall get children. So it's gonna get so bad out here. People are gonna be stealing children. They're gonna be reverting back to cannibalism. All right, everything that people have, they're gonna lose it, man. These houses, these cars, it's gonna be a total collapse of the grid. All right, and that's how you know that they want this to happen. They want this to go down. So, Salaki, I'm looking for that article that I seen earlier, where the lady was basically saying, all hell is gonna break loose. She like, it's over, and I could clearly see it, man. Salaki, I'm trying to pull it up. Bear with me. But yeah, man, you got plane crashes. You got all type of things that's happening, man. That's letting you know, all right, this is getting serious. Salakia. See if I can pull it up. If I can't pull it up, it's okay. And like I said, more blackouts. Entire country plunged into darkness as 19 million hit by power cuts. Sheesh. All right. And right now you got this outbreak that's happening. Another sign. All right, let me play this video.
On February 12th of this year, the Republican Party had proposed a new budget resolution. In this new budget resolution, right, it acts and calls for the cutting of $2 trillion towards mandatory spending over the new or the next budget window, right? What is mandatory spending to the government? Mandatory spending is things like SNAP and Medicare, okay? This act also calls for things like $230 billion to be cut from agriculture, $330 billion to be cut from education and the workforce committee, $880 billion to be cut from the Committee of Energy and Commerce, and then $50 billion to be cut from the Oversight Committee, okay? And the reason why the Republican Party actually proposed this budget resolution is because they want to actually extend the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, which is requiring an additional $4.5 trillion in spending. And as of February 25th, yesterday, the House of Republicans actually got their budget proposal approved. They got approved. Remember, this is going to cut spending from SNAP, Medicare, agriculture. This is why you had seen, the past previous weeks, all of the farmers up in arms because they didn't think that certain funding that Trump had actually promised them was going to get cut. And then they found out that it was part of the cuts that the Republicans had proposed in their new budget resolution act or bill. Now, according to my research, the top recipients for SNAP benefits are white at 40.2%. Okay? And then when it comes to Medicare, they are at 43% in terms of recipients. Right? And so I saw a lot of people talking about how the violence, it was actually a viral video, that the violence in America is about to skyrocket. The crime in America is about to skyrocket.
Let's go.
And to that, I just want to add one more thing. The death rate. The death polls in America is about to skyrocket. Because you seem to forget, us left-winged people, we have no choice but to learn how to conceal our anger. We don't have the privilege. We don't have the privilege of lashing out to our government. Much like certain MAGA people who needed to be pardoned for an event where they stormed federal buildings and were assaulting federal workers. Us left-wing people, we don't have that privilege. We don't. And considering it's you winged people that actually are the number one recipients for these benefits that are getting cut, because the House of Republicans, your brothers and sisters, they got approved for their budget cut. They got approved for that. So when they take away your SNAP, you know, you guys were complaining about grocery prices. When they take away your SNAP, right? And then they take away your Medicare, your Medicaid, these are the people that we need to worry about. Us left-wing people, we don't have the advantage. We do not have the privilege of.
All right, let me get this before I get this other video. This is Jeremiah chapter 25. And let's get it from, 32. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation. Woo, it's about to get wicked, man. It's about to get real wicked, man. It says that a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, and the slaying of the Lord shall be at the day from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They should be dung upon the ground. So a lot of people gonna die, man. Let's just say, even if they don't destroy each other or kill each other, if we don't go to civil war, people are going to die just from not having certain medications. You know, certain people don't have the money to go grocery shopping and get food. Certain people, a lot of people are going to be homeless. You still got places like Joanne that's going out of, that's completely gone. Look at this, man. Let's watch this video. Come on.
So they're legit gonna try to cut Medicaid out. You know, they're legit gonna try to cut Medicaid to pay for the tax cuts. So just FYI, for those right wingers that might be listening that go, good, we need to cut off the freeloaders. 40% roughly of Medicaid recipients are children. Either children with disabilities, children of single parent households, low income, stuff like that. So you're talking about taking away healthcare for millions of children. The rest of the people that are on Medicaid are seniors, low income people, and disabled people. You could argue, because people will die, people will straight up die because of this. I mean, if you don't have health care, you are more likely to die. 90,000 plus people in the United States every year die because of a lack of affordable health care. But that would honestly be a form of socioeconomic genocide. Straight up class warfare. Kill off the disabled, kill off the poor, kill off the old and poor. And, these are the same people that don't want to feed kids at school. They don't want kids to have health care. They're just deplorable ghouls on the conservative side. But they don't understand they can't see the forest for the trees. They're over there cheering on, yeah, get rid of all the freeloaders. Okay. Then you don't know how the healthcare system works. Our system is built on itself, right? So we have Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, all this stuff. Medicaid has about $880 billion in budget. You don't think that people losing their Medicaid is also going to have a ripple effect on the economy? You're talking about hospitals possibly closing, nursing facilities and rehabilitation facilities and special treatment centers that rely on this Medicaid funding to pay for claims, pay for their facilities, pay for their employees. You're talking about mass unemployment, hospitals closing. You people have it's either this, either you're evil or you truly didn't understand what you voted for. Your bigotry and your hatred and your worship of Donald Trump and your hatred of liberals have poisoned your mind so much that you don't understand the consequences of what's about to happen. I'm saying I work. I pay for my own insurance. Well, it's through the union, but I grew up on Medicaid. My nephew is on Medicaid because my sister is currently a single mother, and her kid has a learning disability, and he would literally not have health care. He would literally not have health care if they cut Medicaid. I mean, dude, there has to be an alternate timeline where things went right, and we did. What's so funny about this is they talk about putting America first, but you're not putting Americans first. You're not. You're putting billionaires first. The only people that are going to benefit from this are rich people. If you're not rich, this will hurt you.
All right, here you go.
Your healthcare costs
Yeah,
are going
let's
to
get
go
one
up.
more video.
You think the healthcare?
Two more. All right, two more, and we're gonna close it out. So again, this is, man, this is crazy, man. You know, and like I said, it's more. It's still got to go through more people for it to really, you know, be pushed through. But hey, man, this is the beginning of the end, man. You know. So let's keep going. Let's keep bringing out edification, and I'm gonna grab the closing precepts. But this is where we heading, man. You know, this is where our country is heading, and we love to see it, man. You know, because the sooner this economy and this country goes down, the sooner we'll be able to go home. All right. So let me see if I can pull it up, Salaki. Try to scroll through here. I got a lot of videos on the Lord willing, shoot. Still edifying. I'm trying to pull it up, Salaki. So yeah, I'm gonna play these last two videos. And I mean, it's just gonna drive the point home, man. You know, this is why we need Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is why we need salvation, because Esau Edom cannot save you. These devils, they're about to get shut down, man. All right. You see what she said, Republicans cut SNAP benefits and Medicaid today. The crime rate is going to skyrocket. All right. All right, because people ain't gonna be able to get their medicines, their medications, and they're gonna lose it, man. All right. So here's a video. It's up here. Salaki. Got a lot of videos. But hey, man, it's needed. So here we go right here. I believe it's right here. Salaki. Here we go right here.
How will $880 billion in Medicaid cuts affect our children in our schools? Cuts to Medicaid-funded health services, loss of speech therapy in school, reduction in mental health counseling for students, cuts to occupational therapy and physical therapy for students with disabilities, potential layoffs of school nurses and healthcare staff, reduction in funding for school-based Medicaid outreach programs, cuts to school-based telehealth services, reduction to funding for community health clinics that serve children, elimination of federal support for student health screenings, reduced funding for school vaccine programs, cuts to programs supporting children with chronic illness, decreased access to prenatal and postnatal care for low-income mothers, and elimination of grants supporting maternal infant health programs. And these are just the things that I could easily find and could think of off the top of my head. $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid is going to be devastating to our young children. It will affect approximately 60% of our student population. And this is just how Medicaid cuts affect our kids and our schools. If you want a breakdown of how this entire budget proposal is going to negatively affect all of our kids, I'll be posting that in the next video.
Man, the people are pissed. All right, the people are pissed. All right, and more cherry sites. What that mean? We almost out of here. So I'm gonna play this last video. Yeah, man, we at the beginning of the end for real, man. And it's beautiful, man. Just it makes me truly happy, man, to see that we're a step closer, man, you know, to being saved from this wicked society, man. This place is terrible. Okay, so let's pull up this last video. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. You know, I try to bring out as many scriptures as I could think of, you know, at the top of my head. But hey, man, it's about to go down. So, like, yeah, I'm looking for this video I was just seeing. Come on, internet. I can't find this. All right, here you go, right here. So, like, all right, so we good right here. And now I'm gonna close it out.
All right. All right. So you're upset about what just happened on the floor of the House of Representatives. Now, remember, if you don't care about politics, politics cares about you. So we have a ways to go here. This isn't over. Everybody's talking like it's over. They passed it. What they passed was the budget resolution. So what happens next? It has to match the Senate portion of this. So the Senate's version of this, which they are not the same. The Senate's version did not include the tax cuts for the billionaires. They're going to kick that can down the road and deal with it on its own. The House, they want to take $800 billion from Medicaid, from grandma, and from the sick child. They want to take all that $800 billion and give it over to the multimillionaires and billionaires.
All right.
And that's
So
what we mean when we say that.
All right, let's end the video off with this right here. I'm gonna close it out, man. I pretty much stayed at the point, man. We here. All right. And it's the Why Y'all About Shimmy I Was Shy. So it's Second Esdras, chapter 15. Let's get it from 14 at the water, sister at the water. All right, I'm gonna close it out after this. It says, woe to the world, they that dwell therein. So woe goes into destruction. For their sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. Again, people are going to raise up. They're going to go hard because why? If they lose their insurance, they lose their food stamps. If these people lose their veteran checks, you know, this is going to hit everything. Okay, people are already losing their jobs. Stores are already closing. The dollar is already crumbling. Okay. So this is going to make people basically go and try to go up against what scripture says. They should not regard their kings. They're not going to care about President Trump very soon. They're not going to care about the Congress. You know, they're going to have to go to their bunkers because people are going to raise up. And then that's when they're going to declare martial law. For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. So people are going to begin invading one another for food, water, shelter, clothing. Man, these people are not going to be paying $12. I had a video where people it was like almost $40 for some meat, $50, you know, for some meat. You almost $12 for eggs. People are not going to be paying these prices. Very soon, people are going to start looting. People are going to begin breaking in these stores, breaking into houses. All right. So it says, they should not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So they're going to have to push lockdowns. They're going to have to get control of the city. All right. For because of the pride, the city should be troubled. So a lot of these different cities and places like Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, all these different places going to get touched, man. All right. They're going to crumble. All right, because of all the uprising, the riots, people are going to be setting houses on fire, breaking and entering. Crime is going to skyrocket. All right. It says the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. This is what's coming, man. All right. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Why? Because they're not going to have no job. They're not going to have no insurance. They're not going to have any money. You know, everything is going to totally collapse. And people are not going to know what to do next. They're not going to be able to trust their government. So they're going to take matters in their own hands. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword. What's a sword? A modern day weapon. A modern day weapon is a gun. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So a lot of people are about to up them arms. They're about to go to civil war. All right. So Lord willing, Lord willing, we here, man. All right. So I'm gonna close out with this, and Lord willing, this was edifying, man.
So 24 minutes ago, Tuesday, February the 25th. It is 9:15. The House Republicans passed a bill to cut $2 trillion from mandatory spending. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, plus more. Democrats tried to add amendments saying, oh, we just got to make sure we don't cut those. Republicans said, no, we're not adding those. So, yeah, the Republicans are coming after your Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP benefits, and more.
With that being said, let's turn to the East. I want to give all praise, honor, infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, Salakia. Double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone that rule well, that teach well, that talks his truth. And a hearty shalom to all the Akim and Aqua tuning in. Shalom, shalom. Thanks for tuning in. Shalom. Abba Boston.